Hi, I'm Sven from Rencore, and I want to show you today how we can take care of your inactive external users with our Rencore tool, Rencore Governance. Let's jump into it. Starting in our tool, you will end up on the dashboards page where you can see some quick information about your tenant. And to see if you have any external users, you can quickly jump into the inventory and take a look at the user segments. We can see here that I do have 2 external users in this demo environment. One is Megan and one is me, myself, and I from my Rencore account. So nothing too much going on here. In your environment, this might be quite more busy. So let's take a look how we can handle things. Switching over to our compliance policies tab, we can look for a policy that fits our use case. In this case, we are talking about inactive external users, and we do have a pre-built compliance policy that you can use for this. It's this one here, inactive external users, and by opening it, you can see the first glimpse at the data that we already gathered before you built the policy. So for example, in this case, we have Megan here, we just saw her earlier, and she fits into the criteria that we built for this policy. We can take a look at it and see what we are reporting any violations for. In this case, for every user that is external, that hasn't signed in for 6 months, and the last sign-in is not empty, is not never. Why do we incorporate this here? When someone invites an external user and this external user signs not in, then the last sign-in will be empty or never. And this is why you want to incorporate this here, or you maybe don't want to incorporate here because you want to give them some time to catch up and have a sign in on your environment. Then you can click exit because we don't want to change anything here. And we do have our compliance policy, which will report violation for the criteria we just talked about. To automatically take care of it, we can add an automation. And we have multiple possibilities on this case. We can edit the trigger first and take a look at what's possible here. The standard set for the trigger is on policy violation. This means whenever we scan your environment and we finish scanning your environment, the policy will get triggered because we have some violations. And after the violation are reported, you can be sure that this automation will be triggered and will be taken into account all the actions that we define after it. You can also switch the trigger around to manually or on schedule or on form values. But in this case, let's stick with on policy violation. Next up, we want to add some actions because we don't want to do this manually. We have better things to do. We want to let Rencore Governance handle this for us. The most straightforward solution would be to disable the user accounts that are inactive and haven't signed in for 6 months, because you can be pretty sure that these people don't need access anymore. But you can also opt for the opportunity to send them an email beforehand, pointing out, hey, your account will be deleted or disabled in case you don't log in the next 14 days. For this use case, I will stick with the direct disable action for the user. And I can add the information from our action, from our policy action here. The user trigger, user email is what I want here. And I want the activation state to be disabled. And then I can click save. And then this action will be added to our policy automation here. In this case, I can click next. I can give it a name and provide a brief description here. I can choose a category and also a logo icon or service I want to add here. And then I click done, save and enable. This will then wait for the next scan to be carried out. After that, the policy violations will be triggered, and these will trigger the automation we just configured. So you won't see any triggers or any completed automation runs here right now, because we need to wait for the next scan to happen. So this is how we can take care of your inactive external users. Obviously, there are a lot more use cases we can cover with Rencore Governance, so stick around for the next use case showcase. See you next time. Bye.